Have you ever watched an ancient folk dance and wondered how much discipline, dedication, and unseen work goes into every single movement? For those of you who love dance, especially traditional and ancient folk forms, you'll know that these performances are not just about rhythm or expression. They demand years of training, physical endurance, storytelling skills, and deep cultural understanding. And that level of commitment is truly admirable. Hello, beautiful listeners, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Podcast. Today, we are bringing you a conversation that celebrates culture, heritage, and the art of preserving traditional dances across generations. We are joined by an incredible individual whose journey with an ancient folk dance began in childhood and continues to inspire many today. Originally from Fiji and now residing in Sydney, our guest is someone who makes both Fiji and Australia proud in his own capacity. Mr. Ganendra Narayan Sami. Yes, he has been involved in Tamil Nadagam, or in an informal terms we can call Terekuttu, an ancient folk theatre tradition. Since he was a small boy, he has been involved in this. In this episode, we will explore what Tamil Nadigam truly represents, its origins, and how it has evolved as it traveled from India to Fiji and now to Australia. Mr. Ganendra will also share the challenges faced by ancient folk dancers in today's modern world and his thoughts on the way forward, how we can protect, adapt, and keep these traditions alive for future generations. So, if you are passionate about dance, culture, or simply love stories rooted in heritage, this episode is for you. Without any further delay, I'd like to welcome Mr. Ganendra Narayan Sami and chit chat more about this ancient folk art. Thank you. Welcoming our guest speaker, Mr. Ganendra Narayan Sami.
Thank you, Natasha.
And before we start, how are you feeling today?
Good, very hot. I'm doing well, very hot. It's like 40 something in Sydney, and I just come back from Fiji for a long trip for Christmas, and we didn't do both
Fiji ke garam is humid.
And then I like to
Exactly. Okay, so I did mention about Terekuttu and Tamil Nadu. But can you pronounce it again for me and our listeners, because I may have messed up with the pronunciation, so I want it to be the right.
That's okay. So the term Tirukuttu originates from Tamil language. Tiru meaning curtain, Kuttu dance or Kudo dance type of. That's the way naam nikla hai Tirukuttu. Like I said, things have evolved over time, and Fiji I like using the term Tamil Nadagam because I think that will show that it's Tamil Nadagam similar to Bharat Nadagam, similar to different forms of Nadagam. So I would say it's Tamil Nadagam.
Okay, so listeners, there you go. The correct way of pronouncing and also what it means. Now, अब चलो पूछते हैं कि ये सब शुरुआत कहाँ से हुई? When I know I mentioned also that it started when you were a small boy, ना? तो आप शुरू से शुरू कीजिए.
अच्छा, I guess हम origin करता है Vorokoba village से, Dunbar में है. And छोटा से since I was born, I'm quite lucky कि हमारा family, हमारा ताता लोग, नाना लोग, उन सब older generation folk dancers है, पुजारी लोग हैं, मंदिर के पुजारी लोग. So I was brought up in a village environment कि पूजा पाठ, Nach, Dhapla, Shanai Baja. It was all part of our culture. And as hum chota rakara growing up, remember I was around 5 or 6. Some just jab se hum se yaad kare apne aap ke bare mein 7. मंदिर हम लोग के पूजा रहा एवरी ईयर मंदिर पूजा हम लोग के रही तो एवरी ईयर मंदिर पूजा में नाच रही एज यू नो फिजी में सब टाइम नाच चलते रही तो वो नाच देखते में प्लस हमारा जो दादा जो हमारा गुरुजी हमारा फादर होता है उसके वो भी हम लोग के घर के से बगल है रहता है तो एवरी वीक भी उन लोग के नाच थे तो उन लोग नाच के जाए लौट के आवे सबरे बैठे तो उन लोग के मुकुट लोग देखो चीज लोग देखो पोशाक लोग देखो and I was always intrigued by that ना and as I was growing up every day every year this is coming towards the Nadagam कि different performers coming our different villages से आवे and that sparked my interest since some sort of then I think I was about the age of 9 or 10 some first अपन mukut right
Wow.
hmm.
So do you still have the mukut with you or?
ना मुकुट उला रहा I think हमारे दादा के मुकुट रख something then अब सब पूरा सेट बना के फोटो उतारे and I think that just sparked the interest in me I got wearing this and doing this तो उसके बाद में फिर हम I just pursued that line
Right. So how was like growing up in Fiji and then being involved in the dance में और plus tabla bajata raha Shenai. Apart from that, like what was आपके say childhood like?
Childhood, look, Fiji में like it wasn't much. हम बहुत लंबा नहीं रहा because हम फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया मार्केट हो गया but हम lucky रहा कि ऐसे हमारा mother every year में लौट के Fiji जाता रहा and every year I would learn something new कुछ ना कुछ नया सीखता रहा the नाच was something similar हम जब भी दौड़ता रहा हम नाचता रहा मैं हमारा father सिखाता रहा नाचता रहा सिखाता रहा नाचता रहा different stories different गाँव में हमारा first नाच रहा I think was in Nunukku Mandir Nunukku Mandir Rekireki में हम first नाचा रहा and that was my first time the second time नाचा रहा नाइलांगा मून के मंदिर से बोला जाए मून के मंदिर बा में बोरोको बा में मून के मंदिर was my second dance and that's what I can remember I think वहाँ से तब start हो गया
okay wow that's so interesting and आपके cousins लोग भी like ऐसे रहा जो ग्रुप में
जी हाँ तो हम एक like जैसे हम बोटा होता रहा हमारे विलेज में हमारा दादा घर का उसके नाम है आशीष actually अभी कनाडा में है and he was also a big part of my learning process because my father dada long they say long both different right like they were very different type of putters if you know what I mean like long both like it's hard to say हम लोग जब सीखता रहा तो it wasn't like oh बेटा तुम्हें हम सिखाता है it was like I can't say the gari abhi but it was just gari after gari mar after mar it was a different type of way that they would teach you similar to this school हम जब Fiji पढ़ता रहा teacher master marta रहा जब नहीं सीखेगा तो
and the learning stays
so it was something different it was way to come around okay the what a different my cousin he was obviously a little bit more relatable so I learned a lot from him उसके देख के उसके performance देख के and that's so my cousins but not many but I remember I said she's Sami my cousin Canada I did learn a lot of him as well
and then when you came to Australia so tell us about the journey of you being here in Australia and then also like the art of Tamil Nadagam
yes. So when I came to Australia I was obviously migrating to nowadays both hard like even today to this day students from Narayan it's really difficult in Australia to settle into integrate into the system as well तो हम तो quite young रहा उधर तो हमें अच्छे से English भाषा नहीं आता था तो हम इन स्कूल पढ़ते रहे English था वो time like unfortunately उतना हम नहीं करता रहा नाच बाजा because at that time the focus was study तो से हमारा mother बहुत passionate रहा कि मैं should learn and get my education तो private schools लोग पढ़ता रहा but thing is like I said once CE हम every year जाता रहा Fiji and that's when it would just rewind back and reinforce that messages again and learn something new again and come back get stuck into studies then go back again next year तो थोड़ा like ups and downs रहा until I finished my studies and say university start कर दिया रहा.
Right.
And that's when I was a little bit more independent. And that's when I'm सकता था जावे a little bit more to Fiji, Nacho, Kusiko, and then I started dancing here in Sydney. I started like a team में start करा रहा, because I was quite young ना, तो हम सिखाएला कैपेसिटी नहीं रहा. I was at that time young to नाचे मतलब, तो हम नाच फिर यहाँ सिडनी में start करा. And slowly as I danced हम अपन एक टीम भी form करा. हम लोग के जैसे एक आध people हम फिजी भी रहा, उसमें हम लोग join करके start करा, चलाया. And then eventually in 2014 I started up my own dance team, which was now called Dakshin Prant with Heavy Sydney Entertainers, the Nadagam group, and वहाँ से अब हम personally सिखाता कर करके.
Wow. This is really amazing. I mean, teaching, you know, the folk dance is because you have been through that journey, no?
Yeah.
So now you are teaching. It must be an amazing experience, you know.
It
and
is,
plus, you know, also tell us about like the evolvement, like you know, like how in comparison, maybe we can say कि back in the day कैसे रहा और अब, you know, moving forward में अभी कैसे है.
हाँ वही तो. अच्छा तो obviously देखो कोई आज के देखो we spoke about evolution ना. Everything is evolved. Even the Tamil Nadagam has evolved. You know, Terekuttu Tamil Nadagam जो इंडिया में होता रहा, हम लोग की भाषा इंडिया में होता रहा, हम लोग की शुद्ध हिंदी भाषा रहा, evolve into a Fiji भाषा ना. North Indians, South Indians, Kannada, Malayalam's, Punjabis, Muslims, Sikhs, everything is just integrated into Fiji along with Aitoki group as well. So हम लोग का everything's evolved along with languages and dance and everything. The standard that was obviously the पहले रहा Fiji में, teacher master हम लोग के दादा लोग जो नाच सिखाता रहा, different way, you know, a little bit more disciplined, more corporal punishment sort of thing, you know. This day and age नहीं सके चीज हुआ है.
Right.
Like has to evolve, ना. तो even Fiji में स्कूल में अब नहीं मारे कोई लड़का ना. तो even यहाँ पे भी something similar. तो यहाँ पे अब जैसे लड़कन के प्यार से सिखाए पड़े. हम personally लोग सब मास्टर लोग different है and सबके अलग अलग रकम सिखाला है. I want for me is for people to fall in love with the art.
Right.
हम मतलब कि like there's no hard and fast rule कि तुम्हें यहीं तुम्हें रेक पड़ी. No, तुम दिल बोले और तुम मनता करे, then you can do it, and I will teach you everything you want and you want to learn. Anything you need to learn, हम सुनता है तुम्हें सिखाएगा. But if तुम्हारा दिल नहीं है, or if you don't want to, or you don't feel like it, I'm not going to force you.
Yeah.
ऐसे हम.
And I guess it's also about being passionate about it, right?
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
If you're not passionate and you don't have that drive, then you're not going to succeed. Now, अभी कोई की तरह भी देखो बुला FC खुल गया ना, you have passionate footballers that have that passion. They're not playing for money. They're playing for the passion of the game. No?
Right.
Same thing similar. If you have a passion नहीं है Tamil Nadu के, you're not going to make it. Don't just do it for the sake of it.
Right.
You need to have that passion, you know, that you feel those goosebumps that सुनता है, like tune लोग सुनता है, गाना लोग गाता है, you feel that happiness inside you, that euphoria. That's what the passion needs to be for you to be in the art, for you to succeed in the art, and you know, people there's no money involved here. हाँ मिले तो सबरे कुछ charge मिला पैसा, but that money doesn't stay. इसलिए कभी बोले कि वैसे ना पैसा कभी रुकी नहीं हाथ में, तो नहीं रुके हाथ में, वो just खर्चा होने चाहिए ना. It's a hobby.
Right.
It's a hobby, and if it's not a hobby for you,
right,
then it's not, you know, it's not worth it.
And speaking of Tamil Nadagam, like few documentaries that I have seen, you know, those dancers from India, like so there is this story behind every expression, I believe, and is what you also, the expression is also part of that dance.
So I think, like I said, it's a little bit different in India with because it's not just Terekuttu, Nadagam. There's also different forms of dance there There's Karnataka as well. There's different types of forms of dancing there. Um, the expressions जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं नाटकम में depends what character you are. Depends कौन नाच तुम नाचता है. है ना? There's नाच जिसमें राक्षस लोग रहे हुए, भगवान लोग रहे हुए, देवता लोग रहे हुए, you know, शिव भगवान लोग रहे हुए, ब्रह्मा विष्णु रहे हुए, इंद्र लोग रहे हुए. Then you have माता भैंसों के. Then you have like, you know, Durga Mata, Kali Mata, depends who you are. So the expressions, the costumes, the makeup, it all adds up as to who you're portraying.
Right.
The Ola, you know, like I said, it's also evolved, depends where you are situated, and you know, like you've got the resources to access just getting and it looks really good. Costumes top of it, then the nash be top of it. Like people, as from an audience perspective, people really, really appreciate that.
Right.
So which is I think very important. Like हम छोटा सीखता रहा तो it's always like, you know, कि तुम्हारे पास नाच नहीं तो make sure तुम्हारा costume सुंदर है, costume नहीं तो make sure तुम्हारा गाना अच्छा है, और गाना नहीं तो तुम्हारा dancing होगा अच्छा, कुछ तो तुम अच्छा दो, ना ऐसे ही. तो डेली लोगों को उनको सिखाता रहा ना कि निकलो टूर फाड़ निकलो एक्शन पे करो, you know, like you're there, the action से, and we'll get them numbers to know.
Yes. And also those that want to learn the dance, the folk dance, what are the like कुछ criteria है in terms of mindset is one thing, that and like you mentioned, being passionate, but apart from that, like, is there any religious practices or any form of fitness routine maybe, or just in general कोई ऐसे criteria है?
Criteria नासिकी के से I think the biggest criteria, like I said, तुम अभी address करा mindset, passionate. If your mindset passionate about anything, you can achieve anything. Right? Apart from that, you don't need to have anything like, you know, don't like तुम गाना राग तुम चीज़ें तुम ऐसे तुम गाना गाता है राग, dance के footsteps, things like that can be taught.
Right.
They can be taught, not taught as, but you need to give your time.
Right.
कोई भी नवा जना पास आने से कि बस I asked them for a couple of things, is your time and your effort.
Right.
You give me your time and effort, I'll give you back what you want to learn.
And what's the duration like? I mean, like, I know it, like in the intro I already mentioned that it takes years of the practice, the training, you know. But what's the actual duration if someone is interested in you know, pursuing that path? What are we looking at?
I'll do an experiment with you.
Oh my God.
With you. जैसे हम मतलब proof करें कुछ. What's your favorite song? Hindi song that you sing?
I love Shah Rukh Khan's song from Yes Boss.
Try it.
Jo bhi jaun, jeet jaun.
There you go.
But I'm not like
Jo
good
bhi
at
jaun, jeet jaun.
yeah.
So just hearing that, हम सबको बता कि तुम्हारे पास एक सुर है, एक सुर. You've got the lyrics, you can bind it. तुम सबका एक line पे सुर कैसे गाना गाता है.
Right.
Same thing in Tamil Nadu में. If you came and said हम मतलब तुमसे हम ना सीखे, अभी तुम्हें एक line लिख के दे देगा, हम बोलेगा अच्छा repeat करना है. Ara gara shiva shiva.
Ara gara shiva shiva.
Right. तो अभी हम बोलेगा ara gara shiva shiva.
Ara gara shiva shiva shiva.
There you go. That's the experiment.
Oh,
so
okay.
it just means कि not everyone's the same. There's a opportunity, barabar nahi hai, okay, right? Some people take longer. Some people are quicker. Some people can learn on the spot like you. It's just different about how every individual is. This thing is not, it's, you know, it can take years, it can take days,
Right.
it can take hours,
Right.
it can take weeks,
Right.
months. It depends on who you are, your passion, your intensity, your effort, your time. If you spend singing that song, you spend that singing the whole day, you're going to sing it more better than you just done now.
Right.
Right? That's how you learn.
Right. And what about like if somebody is like maybe non-Indian, you know, maybe an Ethiopian brother sister or a European person, अगर वो सीखना चाहे,
अरे हम लोग के
most
फिजी
welcome.
में है हम लोग के वन ऑफ द मशहूर
हाँ.
मंत्री भेस जिस मंत्री बने लोग के नाच में श्रीमान तवाके साहब he's in Udubai and one of the famous mantris of Udubai he's of Itoki descent and wow सुंदर कलाकार यार अरे इसके तुम देखा उसके फिल्म में देखा
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
तुम देखा कि गाना गाते फिल्म में इसके ना तो नाच भी इसके है I think you'll find it on YouTube to link भेजेगा
Right.
so, yes I thought he's anyone of any descent like I said you can learn it
Right.
it's not hard
Okay.
it's up to the, at the end of the day it's up to the master जो है जिनके सिखाए को पड़े and up to the person who कैसे सीखे Tamil is different it's hard it's not easy this generation has changed not many people speak Tamil right Tamil wordings can be difficult to pronounce
Right.
so that a lot of time does go in for example हमें लिख के देगा जैसे वो कभी बड़ा आरा गरा so how are you gonna write that ARAGA RA you know what I mean
Yes, yes.
तो मैं लिख के गाना देख पड़े ऐसे कोई के अच्छा भैया तुम्हारा लिरिक्स है ना
हाँ, हाँ.
और हम कुछ करता है फोन में उसके सिंग
For
करके
pronunciation.
for pronunciation
Right,
सिंग
right.
करके दे देता so it's easy for that person to read it and then listen to it and see oh right ये चीज बोला है और इसकी चीज मतलब है हम उसके मतलब भी देखिए कौन सी मतलब है इसके so that's how they start learning so it doesn't matter वो कोई भी descent के है
Right.
it's just about the methods and how you learn कैसे teach करता है और कैसे तू receive करता है
Right.
so yeah that's how but Tawake is one of the famous monkeys over Dubai he's not active so much at the moment but he was one of the best monkeys
Oh, okay. And also, like just before the performance, like for example, there's a big puja happening, na? तो अगर तमिल नाडुगम परफॉर्मेंस ऐसे कुछ करे के रहे हैं तो उसमें कुछ क्राइटेरिया रहे हैं कि like certain days before that you have to be vegetarian maybe or
look, generally जैसे ये जो चीज है तमिल नाडुगम like I said it has evolved from India I'm not sure कैसे रहा पहले इंडिया में उन कैसे फॉलो करे पर like I said हम लोग more culturally इसके एक्सेप्ट करता है more religious way एक्सेप्ट करता है सिर्फ ना तो जैसे कोई लड़का स्कूल में जाए तो अपन सरस्वती विद्या के लर्न करके जावे ना आश्रम में जाए गुरु के आश्रम में आवे से तमिल नाडुगम सिखाता तो एक नाता से हम एक गुरु है तो लड़का ना एक गुरु के आश्रम में सीखने के लिए और सीख के जब बोला कुछ पेश करेंगे तो फिर भी हम लोग सरस्वती पूजा करता है तो ऑब्वियसली आदमी ने तो कॉमन सेंस रखे कोर्स मास खाए के दारू पिए फिर तो सब चीज नहीं मांग करो ना that's something similar to that is that dietary factor है performance रहे हम लोग के that can do that guys try करो 2-3 days veg alone if you can ना get centered भगवान की पूजा करो कि हम जितने भी सीखा हम अच्छे से परफॉर्म करेगा ना look after me so that way हम spiritually here we're all connected together ना and that's the way I sort of say it usually 2 or 3 days which then with that so we have a good focus on what we're doing because if you don't beer pee करेगा you're gonna forget things कैसे so we try to keep it to the religious side like that अच्छा
right or plus like I mean in comparison to the performance back in the day I think you also mentioned this earlier on the dance and the words that was used etc was a little different because people of that age understand करता रहा
जी
अभी जैसे because things have evolved ना तो अभी कैसे like is there a change in the expression with the words
yes definitely I think Tamil Nadagam has definitely changed not just from India but even in Fiji like हम लोग देखता पुराना Tamil Nadagam like looking at 40s 50s 60s you had teams based in Udubai हमारा दादाजी Moonlight Party famous team from Tangi Sami में हमारा रेडियो का टीम राम कृष्णा पार्टी all this पुराना पार्टी में से डेढ़ गांव के रहा वकांता साना बा में कितना टीम में रहा all throughout Nandi अच्छा जो एक गांव में like the villages had awesome kalakars जो ना era it's changed um, in aspect कि people Fiji में पहले टाइम में समझता रहा और understand करता रहा तो मराठ भाषा टाइम में नारिगम करे टाइम में explain करे dialogues बोले अपन story tell करे और people would understand.
Hey, प्रोग्राम अंकल जी हाँ हमारा अच्छा लगा आपका चाचा तो मालूम पड़ता है जैसे जंगल में शेर चलता है स्वामी सीना तार के
These days, like I said, everything has changed. Our हम लोग के Fiji के cultural integration change है ये. Like I said, north and south, Aitoki, intermarriages, things like that. Our language has fallen away to a great extent. Tamil is not vast नहीं है Fiji में. There's not many Tamil teachers in Fiji में. It's something that I think I'm passionate about which is all siklata schools or private tutors or things like that. अच्छा school में भी अच्छा रहता. But I'm not 100% sure how that's happening in Fiji at the moment. Comment नहीं सकता इसके ना.
Yeah, true.
But I wish there was more there. And in terms of नाच, हाँ नाच evolve है कि more people अभी say कोई मंदिर कोई एक टीम के hire करे. So it has changed in terms of kunci ulang kunci मांगे तो अभी आजकल कुछ ये कितना मात्रा वैसे नाच में है ना कौन मंत्री आवे नाच में तो for them उलंग के लिए entertainment is कौन मात्रा भेज लोग आए मंत्री से वो कोई अच्छा मंत्री है कोई famous मंत्री है कि funny मंत्री है कि नहीं maybe वो मंत्री नहीं like करते और बिना मंत्री change करो things like that ना so but before they couldn't ask that
right
it was तुम जो चीज मिले तुम्हें चीज मिले ना आजकल थोड़ा change again it's more towards Tamil Nadagam now it's like more about entertainment
right yes
so it's more about entertainment and it is entertainment Tamil Nadagam is performance it is entertainment I think कुंची आजकल इस जमाना पे लड़कन नहीं जाने तमिल लड़कन नहीं जाने बोर्ड हो जी तो करे सूझ जी रात के ना तो रात भर चलेगा पीजी में तो there has to be a bit of a balance between comedy the storytelling नाच then more comedy then storytelling and that way people are engaged
right
ना तो sometimes hard and fast rule नहीं से कोई कि तुम्हें चुप्पे बैठो देखो can't do that anymore you have to keep a bit of balance there people will become integrated into something by maybe the comedy side of things. No? So it's hard to say. Look, each and everyone's different.
Yeah.
Now some people have different opinion. Ito ko my opinion and perspective say that kuchi how so stand like that. But I think it's just there has to be a balance.
Right.
Subject there has to be a balance. Balance out with you're gonna lose people. You're gonna lose the crowd. The how name of the crowd will lose. We're trying to keep a balance. Let's say for example हम लोग last year the year before we went to Tabaraba हम लोग perform करा national वीर भद्रकाली उत्पत्ति and in that story के है कि जैसे भगवान परमाशिवन के before Parvati was Mata Sati
yes
ना तो सती का story है कि सती के father राजा दक्ष रहा and सती मतलब जाए दक्ष के पूजा में शिव भगवान में तो नहीं जाओ हम लोग का नौता नहीं मिला but she still goes and जाके देखे जब उसके father उसके गुस्सा करते उनका आया तुमको नहीं इनवाइट करा तो सोचे कि हम आदमी भी आया था उसकी भी ये रकम से ट्रीट होता ना तो एम्बेरस फील हो गया इतना एम्बेरस फील हो गया कि वो अपने आप के शरीर के त्याग इस तरह हवन कुंड में एंड उस स्टोरी में से बेसिकली बतावे कि कैसे भगवान गुस्सा गिरा परमाशिवन और जैसे वीर बद्रन है और काली माता के कैसे उत्पत्ति हुए रहा वहाँ पे और दक्ष के फिर मूड कट के खसी मोड़ लगा रहा लास्ट में ना तो वो सब स्टोरी में बतावे है ना तो story is good. It's authentic. It's from Mahashi Puran. It's great, but if you don't have a balance of comedy, you're gonna lose the people.
Right.
The crowd will get bored and go because I'm not Hindi through I'm getting back for
Right.
and so we try to keep it a bit more entertaining in terms of dialogues, in terms of action, the expressions, the comedy. Monthly is very important to keep that balance alive. And just each and little factors of the naach we have to make sure that ila scene but boring nahi hai or but
too serious
nahi hai na, or if it's serious can we keep it short, or can we move on to the next scene quickly, or because some scenes we have to do it to make sure that because it's part of the naach na.
Right.
It's about should we do it for longer periods or shorter periods. अभी देखो अभी हमें 31st दिसंबर के 31st जनवरी के ये महीना मेलबर्न में हिंदू राम मंदिर के प्रोजेक्ट है वहाँ पे ना, and we're gonna go perform there. तो यही same नाच है विद बदकारी उत्पत्ति that we perform for about 8 hours, 8.5 hours in Fiji. We have to condense it to 5 hours.
Right.
So condense it to 5 hours में you can lose a lot of integrity to नाच में because the story it's not going to flow as well as it does in 8 hours and 5 hours.
Right.
But we're still trying to keep it to that level of integrity that where people can understand it, enjoy it, have the comedy side of it, and as well as understand the story. So there's a lot goes into planning this game. अभी भी हम बैठ के सोचा आज हम बैठ के प्लान करके कैसे करे कौन गाना कहाँ का वही कुछ चीज़ है तो थोड़ा hard हो जाए, but it's a group effort and the main thing is that the actors जो तुम्हारे पास है, the group of boys, जैसे for example हमारी team है, other people की team on hand, everyone's a कलाकार and I respect everybody. I think most important is unity, peace, and respect. The three biggest things.
And do you also have to keep in mind कि कौन artist कौन ला performance के लिए best suited,
Yes, 100%. Look, sometimes it's hard. Overseas में Fiji तो easy there, but honestly, it's देखे पड़े कि person के personality, person के appearance, कभी छोटा लंबा pony, for example रानी बेस है और एक राजा बेस है, अब रानी बेस राजा से उतना लंबा है, राजा ही नहीं मैच करी ना, तो कभी भी देखे पड़े ना कि कैसे dynamics of it. So we have to figure it out and try करो कि it's like going to a good soccer match. You need to take your best 11, and each of those players have to play their positions. So yeah, it's like that.
And so have you ever been to India?
I haven't. I've been planning, like I said, been planning every year, but things come up. Because I'm kali naach nahi hai, so I do baja, tabla, pujas mein, shadis mein, so it gets quite busy during the end of the year. So unfortunately, I couldn't make it last year, but I'm trying to plan this year, specifically South India. I'm going to visit kare, and see these things. There's a lot of great stores there, books and things like that, stories that you can come back and almost recreate. So, what I like about our south side of things that we have enormous amount of stories that हम लोग के books में से आवे, and we take those stories and we create a drama out of it. We reenact that drama. Similar to the we reenact that part. Unachma, for example, हम परमाशिवन बना रहा हम शिव भगवान बना तो at the point where जब वो झटा तोड़े ढोलक बजे गिरकी मतलब spin right around, you throw that expression, you're angry, झटा खोलो bigo, like you're angry, nah, we're just reenacting. हम reenact करता है कि certain stories में कुछ चीज़ पहले हम कुछ चीज़ों को portray करें.
And of course, I mean, while performing, you must be also feeling that energy.
Yes. Lyric thought a controversial topic है but energy is felt in the different aspects. Like I'm not a professional in any capacity. सब चीज़ के बारे में बात करते हैं, but इतना हम जानता है from our personal opinion. Yes, a lot of energy, a lot of feelings, a lot of goosebumps. The trances and things like that. जैसे इंडिया में होए, you've seen it. The Fiji में भी होए, तो कभी नाच में होए. Look, there's no definitive, explanation
Right.
for those things. Na? I'm a religious person.
Yeah.
I'm a puja path karta hai. Sometimes, but you know, I think it's energy. I think it's just the energy when you're performing.
Right.
If you're in that character, you deep into that character, you get into a certain situation, you feel like everything's just coming out of you. Could be euphoria, could be happiness, could be energies, could be some sort of feeling inside of you, trying to escape. Sometimes you can't handle that. Similar to say Fiji में तबला बजा रहे, people get really like they get into it.
In the rhythm of
Could be that, could be anything else. Like I said, it's hard to.
And plus, I believe it varies from individual to individual. I mean, some are just acting, and some feel the energy and so forth.
That's right. I said Tamil Nadu में देखो हम लोग के गुरु लोग बताए action pack. Everything has to be action pack, action pack. And मतलब कुछ action pack मतलब एक कदम उठाता make sure तुम अपन action pack से उठो. Like अपन like एक नाच एक अड़ी मारता है अड़ी in terms of steps. Make sure it's action pack. Your expressions, it's got energy, it's got feeling, it's got dance.
Convinces the audience.
That's right.
With the
that's right. You need to convince the audience that you are who you are.
Right.
You're wearing a Ratcha's best. You're wearing a Ratcha's best. You know.
Right. Just like in movies, right? I mean, growing up, seeing the villains, we would hate them, even if they are
the nicest person in the world.
Exactly.
Exactly, but you need to portray that role.
Right.
If to make Rani best friend, you need to portray the older thing. I'm a bit more at the moment, but when I was a little bit skinny, I'm be Rani best friend. And हम लोग कैसे like if you look at our art, एक से एक कलाकार villages में बसा है, रहा अभी भी है, that portray their own roles so good. कितना उनके पास कला है, it's beautiful. जैसे रानी भेस में like एक से एक कलाकार लोग हैं, the expressions, the dances, the way they wear their saris and things like that. It's amazing कि हम लोग के art कहाँ फैल गई Fiji में, and each and everyone are do justice to it.
Right. And do you also like network or are connected to other teachers from within Australia, New Zealand, etc.?
Yes. So, देखो, this is also involved. Like पहले उतना networking नहीं रहा. People would try to retain their knowledge, retain the ज्ञान. ना वो नहीं मतलब देवे हम दे तो ज्ञान कोई और करे like this and that. ना तो ऐसे रहा चलता रहा. But I think it's with evolution, with हम लोग के जो generation changes. तो आया लगा है. We are more open. I think social media has made that a little bit more easier as well. So not just in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, Fiji, England, everywhere. Like there's people. हम लोग के group of friends लोग हैं जो Facebook में add कर दे, Facebook friends बन जाए. हम लोग बारे में personally कभी नहीं मिला, but we can see what they're doing over there. We can see their art. हम लोग के नाच, उनका live करे नाच. उनका नाच दिखता है, and then we interact. भाई बहुत जुलूम और great get to see this ना. हम लोग के also है एक group है Fiji Tamil Nadagam group, which is something हम लोग सोचता है start करें just to have all the नाच masters of different नाच teams to be in one group so we can converse, share knowledge. It's a platform for us to talk about topics and certain things ना. So it is changing. I think with evolution, generation changes. I think it's getting better. It's better, but like 100%. I'm personally I'm the director. Like I like talking to other kalakars, other masters se baatchit karo. Like kabhi kuch rahe. Some are very open, and they'll have a passionate conversation with you. I'm different. I like to have the conversation.
Yes.
I'm very passionate. ना कोई के जन बहुत नहीं बात करी इसके बारे में ना. But like I said, everyone is different.
Yes.
Every individual is different. So yeah, like I said, but there's also certain masters लोग हैं Fiji में. जैसे हमारी डी है नारायण सामी इसके नाम है कलियोगा के नाम से जानते हैं Fiji में. एक वो है awesome नाच मास्टर हमारे गुरु जी है हमारे छोटा से में सिखाई से. Also Bitongo में है कुमार सामी Reddy जी. Another awesome नाच मास्टर है ना. Person जो कोई घर से चल दी कुछ मांगी सेम टाइम उठा दी. Having people like that and influence me, for example, Moon David Mama hai Swargi Sindhu Mama Sindhu Sindhamani Sindhu from Revi. I say Mama log sab raha. It's just it influences me to act in a better capacity, be a better human. Now when it comes to Nadagam, share my knowledge, be kind. Essentially, so I'm lucky कि हाँ पास वाला influences रहा.
Right. And then also, what's the minimum age, say, in art में, if somebody wants to learn, कितना minimum age है, because obviously, it would be hard maybe for a 5 or 6-year-old to start with that.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good question. Because minimum age, there's no minimum age. Nah. It depends. अभी हम देखता है, for example, very very proudly हम देखता रहा, I think it was in Canada. एक छोटा लड़का रहा, उसके father निकली से तो नाचता रहा और छोटा लड़का संग से निकली से. I'm sure would be maybe 7 years old. And that was amazing. हम बैठ के I was so happy कि कोई एक शेर निकला है, कोई जगह कोना में दुनिया में ना कोई शेर निकला है. And I'm like, oh, उसके stepping दिखता से costume दिखता है. I'm like, oh, सब बास बेटा. It makes us proud as dancers, as teachers, and we're just carrying our flag forward. And it makes us so proud to see कि लड़कन चाहे कोई भी दुनिया में निकले तो सही ना कि हम लोग का culture is going in the right direction. So there's no minimum age, and there's no maximum age either.
Right.
If you can, you've got the capacity to do it, you can do it. So yeah, very proud of it. Obviously, I like to keep the integrity of it. हम नहीं बनता कि कोई 70-80 years के कोई कोई रानी बेस में नहीं चला के देखे.
Obviously.
So but there's no minimum age, there's no maximum age. If you can have the capacity, then 100% do it. But आज के लड़के की generation के निकले, it's a different feeling. It's a different feeling. We're so happy, so positive, and I'm encouraged करता है. जो जितना गुरु जी लोग हैं जो तमिलनाडु के तुम हो सकता है पास ऑन करे, कुछ पास ऑन करो. हम लोग के कुछ गारंटी नहीं है दुनिया में, कोई की गारंटी कुछ नहीं है ना. आदमी लोग रोज मरे. और I think it's a little bit different now. ना अभी हम लोग की day and age में नमूना उंगली पिए सब चीज पीजी में ना सब things have a little bit gone out of control in terms of substances and stuff. ना तो बता सकता है ज्ञान बांटो, बांटेगा और मिली और बांटेगा तो उन्हें भी मिली है ना. तो and they can carry it forward. I think the biggest thing ये हम लोग के फिल्म में है also being humble. अहंकार, ego, हम लोग के फील्ड में कोई भी चाहे बाजा टपला चाहे नाच चाहे कोई ऐसे कला फील्ड में है, you're not gonna make it far because you will provoke people, you will repent people, people will not stand away from you. ऐसे चीज तो होने लगे तो no say it's not good look for something that's not yours. ज्ञान विद्या नाच कोई के नहीं है. स्वयं भगवान शंकर भगवान नटराजन है ना, नटराजन डांसर है, मेन डांसर तो वो है हम लोग के परमाशिवन. तो हम लोग की नृत्य कला कुछ नहीं, तो हम लोग खाली सीखता है. तो उसके लिए आई थिंक हम लोग को बहुत humble होना चाहिए कि if we learn something, be happy with what we've learned, and सकता हो सीखते रहो. हम तो खुद मरते दम सीखते रहेगा because there's no end to हम लोग के आर्ट के.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we wrap up, you have already mentioned the beautiful message there about being humble and passing on the knowledge. Na? Is there anything else that you want to add to it, like for our listeners, for your listeners as well, about this art?
I think we covered a lot, but I'm just very proud, Ki, yourself, Natasha, for bringing this topic up and discussing it with the audience and our listeners. Um, it's something that's very close to a lot of people's hearts. Like I said, there's a lot of people that dedicated their lives to this. I don't want to be recognized in this field. I'm तो बहुत छोटा है अभी, but हम लोग से बहुत बड़ा बड़ा भी गुरु लोग हैं. Um, upon age they've dedicated their whole lives to this art. Nah? I want to first and foremost recognize them for bringing this forward in Fiji, bringing this forward in our culture. I think सबसे aged लोग हैं उसमें हमारे गुरु जी है, हमारा फादर नारायण स्वामी कलियोगा मोच मुन्ना ताता जो मुन्ना इन पार्टी कभी कनाडा में निवास करता है और इसके लायक के भी से और भी गुरु जी लोग जो एज के बड़ा है 70s 80s में है और उन लोग के लायक कोई बच्चा नहीं है अभी फिजी में तो हम और फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उन लोग के ब्लेस करता है भगवान के उन लोग के आशीर्वाद दे कि हम लोग के सिखाया है सिखाता है लड़कन के भी पास होने का नॉलेज के एंड आई थिंक हम लोग का कर्तव्य बनता है इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हम लोग का एक ड्यूटी बनता है तो नाच मास्टर लोग के जब गुरु लोग के कि टू टीच and to teach right because they say हम लोग रामायण प्रचार करता है कोई प्रचार रामायण प्रचार करे तो जो ज्ञान बुद्धि विद्या देवे वो लड़कन के संगे स्टे करे अभी एक नाच में हम लोग जो ज्ञान विद्या देता है वो लड़कन सुने देखे रात भर घरे रह जाए ना अपन मम्मी बोली फ्रेंड से बोले ओ चीज इधर स्टूडियो था स्टूडियो ऐसे है आई डोंट हमने मतलब कभी हम लोग का लॉस्ट इन ट्रांसलेशन हो जाए कभी कि हम लोग रॉन्ग मैसेजेस पास करता है बट आई वांट कि आई थिंक एक ड्यूटी है हम लोग के कि वी वो ड्यूटी हम लोग के निभाई पड़ेगी लड़कन के जितना सकता हम लोग अपन तरफ से सही तरीका से लड़कन के सिखाए के और नॉट जस्ट फॉर नाउ फॉर द फ्यूचर बिकॉज ध्यान के जिसकी हम लोग के सिखाए लड़कन के वो लोग ध्यान अपन लड़कन के सिखाए और ध्यान अपन स्टूडेंट्स के सिखाए आज हम गुरु है हमारे पास चला है हम कोई चला हमारे गुरु के तो आज हमारा भी चला है कोई ठीक है तो ऐसा कल
it's a cycle
it's a cycle it's a cycle effect ना तो जैसे हमारा गुरु सिखाई से हमें जितना सिखाई से जैसे जो रकम भी सिखाई से वो रकम से हम सीखा जैसे हम सीखा तो रकम से हम यहाँ सिखाता हूँ तो it is a cycle हाँ थोड़ा छोटा मोटा चीज में तो हम लोग adjust करें for the social side of things जैसे हम लोग के you know day and age change होंगे तो थोड़ा डिफरेंट रकम से पेश आए पड़े फोन में रिकॉर्डिंग करके गाना देता पहले तक लिखो अपन हैंड राइटिंग से लगा भैया अपन दे ना तो things are changing and evolving I think sometimes for the better na sometimes for the worse it depends how you look at it na?
Yes.
But I think the consensus कुछ है कि ये folk dance बहुत important है हम लोग के कल्चर के लिए फिजी में कुछ बचा नहीं है ना हम लोग के ओवरसीज में कुछ बचा है तमिल के लिए तमिल क्लासेस हार्डली हुए तमिल हम लोग के वही मिठाई मिले जब हम तुम तोतरम लोग रहे हम लोग के मंदिर लोग में और जब अभी तमिल नाडगम है और तमिल कीर्तन भी निकल कर हम प्राउड है कि तमिल कीर्तन सिंगर्स भी निकल गए तमिल कीर्तन में गाँव पीपल आर गेटिंग एंगेज्ड विद दैट अच्छा है कि हम लोग के जो तमिल कल्चर के ब्रॉडली प्रमोट करें and I think just you know lasting messages is just the just always be humble like I'm personally which is try to happen try to sikhai ko the right way and just keep them happy keep the boys happy and कभी like balance even social it's में balance भी रहे कभी हम लोग training करेगा लगड़ा लेके ना okay guys training finished he's some nongana have some kava relax chill ना तो you know sometimes weekend में थोड़ा कुछ party कर लो ना तो boys they have that bit of a you know relaxation as well so I think it's just give and take with and overseas में hard day because सबके काम रहे यहाँ पे तो almost different shifts long रहे things like that not everyone's free in the afternoons लड़कन बच्चे हम लोग के सब भी रहे ना so yeah just unfortunately it's just not as same as every different countries but I'm gonna try to promote as much as we can both in Fiji, Australia, and the rest of the world as well.
That's amazing. So that was a very insightful conversation with Mr. Ganendra, and we are very appreciative. He up itna pan time nikala,
That's okay.
and through this podcast, you have shared so much, so that our listeners and those that are even interested in this art, they can reach out to you, even through me.
Yes.
You can message me, and then I'll connect you to Mr. Ganendra. And so
That's
so
right. We also active on Facebook as well.
oh, that's
On
wonderful.
Facebook, I'm like a group head, Dakshin Prant Nit Heavy City Entertainers.
Okay.
So feel free to reach out.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'll put that link as well, and you can follow the page and connect directly to Mr. Ganendra, and it's through this kind of conversation that we try to bring about knowledge sharing, storytelling, so that it's for everyone to listen, to learn, and to also pass on the knowledge as well. So with that, we are wrapping up this episode. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you.
Stay tuned, and please do follow Let's Talk Podcast, and let's create more conversations. Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.